Today, I just first off want to tell you that my Mars Girl review should be up next week, and I'm actually getting started on that soon. And my next episode of Kick-Ass of Awesome will be up sometime this week. And that will just be where I talk about a movie that has some awesome fight scenes, like Ong-Bak 2 was the first one. But for now, I better hurry up. I have two wonderfully exciting subjects, Criminally Insane 2 and Gendude89. Yay! But first, I want to talk about Criminally Insane 2, also known as Crazy Fat Ethel 2. Now, I heard of this movie first from the Cinema Snob, and it looked so awful I felt compelled to see it. I'm kind of weird that way. But I didn't know at the time that this came in with Satan's Black Wedding and Criminally Insane, even though the Cinema Snob said that in his review. I guess I presumed it was another DVD or something. So even though it was on Netflix, I was not smart enough to just watch it from there, if being smart is watching Criminally Insane 2 at all. So I ended up buying it. Yeah, it was pretty cheap, but I actually own a copy of Criminally Insane 2, even though you can't see it on this box. And it, I guess, was overall kind of worth it. Like I said, I didn't spend a whole lot on it, and Criminally Insane and Satan's Black Wedding, they're both okay movies. I think Criminally Insane is just kind of average, whereas Satan's Black Wedding starts off really cool, but then kind of gets dull and boring. But I give them both 2 stars. But Criminally Insane 2, wow, that was a piece of shit. And if you actually look close, you might notice I really did stab this fucker with a box cutter. Yeah. In fact, I might just do it now if I had a box cutter near me. Alright, here we go. Here we go again. Die! Hopefully I don't damage the disc. But anyway, I hated this movie. You know, I disliked Shock and Cat in the Brain, but I thought they were bad, but not unwatchably bad. Like, I gave them both probably 1.5 out of 4 stars on my written reviews for my website. I gave this a 0 star. It's definitely up there with the worst of them. It's just so boring and so long. I mean, the first movie was like not even 70 minutes, I think. This one's like an hour and a half. And I think the first movie didn't have very good pacing either. So this one was just painful to sit through. But is it the worst movie ever? In a way, yes. Because like I say, even in the review, that I don't really qualify it as a real movie. The movie I hate the most in this world would definitely fall on Terror Tunes, which is a direct-to-video splatter flick. I just thought that movie just annoys the hell out of me. And I hated Bloody Murder also. That was also a really bad piece of shit. But this movie definitely deserves to be up there. And as for the review itself, in many ways I consider it my best, and in many ways not so much. I'm talking about my best at the time, not so much now. But people tend to be mixed on it. Some people think that, especially at the time, it was my best. Others thought it was my worst. And there's been good arguments either way. I thought a lot of my jokes did work, but I kind of make a few mistakes. And one thing that always bugs me, that makes me cringe just to think of, is when I make that joke where I say, this movie is too damn little. It's so bad, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But the funny thing was, even though I don't have the script with me anymore, I didn't keep a lot of the old ones around. I actually was going to follow up with that, where I pretty much say, this movie is too damn little. And then I kind of realized that I just said something really stupid. And then I say something even more ridiculous, pardon me. This movie is really too damn little. Yeah, that's definitely a lot classier. So it was, at least, I finished the joke. Otherwise, it just kind of feels odd. And also, but one of the major problems with it was the pacing. It's just very clunky. And Spazmaster, old Spazzy, he reviewed me in for his show, and you should definitely check that out if you can. It's a really cool review, but he brought this review up, at least that's what I'm thinking that he's referring to, is how some scenes go on way too long. The reason why I did that was because you don't really realize how boring these movies are until you experience them. Like, the Cinema Snob's review shows that it's bad, but like I said, just being told that this movie is boring, that scenes go on so long, you don't really get that impression. I mean, until you watch it yourself. And that's, I guess, part of the experiencing the movie through the review. But the one scene that definitely I should have cut down was when I mentioned how bad the acting is, and that was, I think, the scene Spazmaster even showed in his review, where the problem is, in this movie, everybody is so dull, bored, and emotionless that I can't really just show one little clip to make a point about how bad the acting is. That's like the difference between this and Woodchipper Massacre. Woodchipper Massacre has such over-the-top bad acting that you can show one little scene and you'll get the point. Criminally Insane 2, not so much. And that's, I think, the main problem. I mean, Woodchipper Massacre is a piece of shit, too, but this one is just... Nobody seemed like they were having fun making it. I didn't enjoy watching it at all. I do have some deleted scenes, but I made some mistakes. You see, when I did these old reviews, I'd delete the clips that contain these original scenes, but I'd save the deleted scenes in their own little video, and so I publish it, but somewhere along the line I overlap the dialogue, so I don't know what scenes are left, because it's just all a complete mess. But the first one was where I talk about how the blood looks realistic. Okay, then we finally get some boring kills. Look at that blood. It looks like real blood. Clearly they have such a close Good job. You got something over the original. And the second one, I talk about how Ethel hams it up, or whatever her name is, Priscilla Alden. At least Priscilla Alden does okay as Ethel. She hams it up at times, which makes her performance more lively compared to the rest. However, most of the time she just has to sit around and do nothing but stare into more stock footage. And this other scene, which is just weird, I just filmed it so badly I decided not to do it, was where I have Cat in the Brain, my DVD of that fight with this one as an apology. This movie sucks. Oh, wow, you have a guest, Cat in the Brain. Well, you know what, Cat in the Brain? I feel I've been too harsh. I apologize. Well, I appreciate that. In fact, I may have not reviewed you if I had known how bad this would be. But overall, I thought the review was fine. But I better hurry up. If you want to watch or read my written review of the movie, just check out my description. I reviewed all these movies that I did. And for Gendude89, he was a victim of the fact that I was actually looking for somebody to pick on, and I felt really bad about it too. I just happened to find one of his videos. I think it was like his Halloween video game review, and I thought it was horrible. So I just decided that since I need somebody bad, because I always feel that you need bad reviews as well as good ones, so you at least have an idea of the scale you're going from. Because if you do all positive stuff, how do you know what's bad to them? So you don't really realize how positive the other things are. I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But, and I did not enjoy this. It feels so odd picking on a video reviewer instead of an actual movie. That's, I guess, probably where I'm a little kinder to guys like Irate Gamer or Game Dude. I think what they pulled off is very impressive. I don't really get why people are so eager to shoot them down. But whereas video reviewers like this, they're just so flat and boring, and it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of effort into it. And but Gendude took it well. He even said that he thought it was funny, so I'm glad about that. So yeah, I don't enjoy giving negative reviews, even though it seems like I'm having I think I like giving negative reviews to movies a lot more than positive reviews, but it just feels awkward when I do it with video reviewers. And same with even Moronic Mark, even though I was going to give him a negative review. It just feels odd. And this review is just okay. I liked the whole sleeping part at the end, but the opening doesn't work really well. My acting just feels off. And all in all, I thought this was probably my weakest of the Critiquing the Critics episode, especially at the time. Although the Angry Video Game Nerd episode, now that would suck balls. I hate that episode so much. I want to reshoot that one so badly. So all in all, this obviously isn't the best reviewer of Memoirs. A shitty movie and a reviewer who's not very good. But, and neither of the reviews are great, but I thought they were okay. Especially the Criminally Insane 2 one. I liked that one a lot more. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed. See you later.